Can you stay for a while?
Are you here to tell us a story?
A story? Okay, I've got a story.
Yes.
This story is called The Lost Medallion.
We found it!
He doesn't have the medallion.
Dad!
He's just a kid.
It's a great story about a boy, an archaeologist, and his father going after something that they love to do as a family, and they're going after the Lost Medallion.
The medallion really captures the 5 aspects of, I think, humanity's story. I think humanity starts out smiling at one another, and if you look at the medallion, clearly there's a smile of 2 people hugging. And then all of a sudden it turns to a frown. People begin to become self-absorbed and selfish and self-consumed, and that makes us divide. Pride makes us divide, and so there's a separation there. That indifference turns to hostility, which is the third one. One person striking another, one person stabbing another is that third component. The fourth component is a person who comes into the story with a halo and reveals something deeper of how we ought to treat one another, which leads back to the smile, and the cycle continues until we learn to smile with one another more than we frown with one another.
My character is an archaeologist who comes from a family of archaeologists, and he and his dad are in search of the Lost Medallion. In search of the Lost Medallion, he and his father's relationship becomes somewhat, stained. Billy would like nothing more than to not only find the Lost Medallion, but also to prove to his father that he is a true archaeologist. He's got the life that every other kid in the world would love to have. He rides motorcycles in the jungle, he jumps off waterfalls, defeats bad guys, all in search of the one thing that he finds most precious. And this role is unlike any other role that I've ever played because he's an archaeologist and he's also somewhat of an action hero. And this is also one of the most enjoyable roles that I've ever played because this character is so much like me. We have the same interests. And action!
Hey, I'm Sammy Hanreddy, and I'm on the set of The Lost Medallion. Sand on my face. Well, my character is Allie, and she is best friends with Billy, and she kind of has a thing for Billy. And Billy is kind of her comfort zone and her family because she's an orphan, and her mom left her a few years ago. So she's always known Billy, and she's outgoing, and she can be scared, but she also can, stand up to people, and then she can go back to being shy. So she's always got something new going on.
He's coming to get you! Sammy! He's gonna get you!
Snake Man, Cobra.
Over! 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 Over!
You have failed me!
Boy, Mark came in and just delivered. I respect Mark. Mark didn't have to come in. We asked him to. He originally came in for an interview and no audition, and we had a great time, and we could tell by his acting, but we had several candidates for Cobra. And the difference between what a person would play and what they do play, we needed to see that, and he graciously came in for his audition. He was prepared. He came in in a suit to play Cobb, and then took off his suit to play Cobra. And Mark has the uncanny ability to reveal tremendous emotion in his face, and he's so well disciplined that we knew his martial arts experience would allow him to do things. He's lightning fast. He can engage in a fight, and his resume and his acting and his spirit of humility, which he has been all the way through this thing, we knew right away when we saw Mark that we wanted him to play Cobra, and he plays it brilliantly.
Stop! Stop! Get him!
I told you your wishes back!
Billy learned that his greatest value came from God. And the most important thing he could ever do was to trust his heart to the one who created it.
My heart is my medallion.